Hey, this is Samuel J. Sneed, and welcome to Samuel J. Sneed's Awaken the Digital CEO. This training has been made for the business owner that I was 5 years ago. This is my way of paying it back, paying it forward to those that are coming behind me that need to wrap their head around what it is to awaken the digital CEO that is inside of you. It's inside of every one of us. So let's dig into the training. This is going to be super valuable. I wish I had had this 5 years ago. I couldn't find anybody to do it, so I'm making it now, and I am super excited to share it with you so that you can get a better idea and awaken yourself to what it is going to be for you to become a digital CEO in your business today. So let's dig in. Here we go. Again, I'm Samuel J. Sneed. I'm the CEO of Local Mindset Marketing. I do advanced, affordable advertising for local businesses. That's what I do. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm sharing this with you so that you know what that looks like. A lot of business owners I talk to do not understand what it is to be a digital CEO today, and they don't understand the marketing and advertising around it. So I'm going to just dispel all of that right here, right now in this training. So if you're here and you're wanting to expand on that, you're in the right place. Remember, time lost cannot be recovered. So please cut out any distractions and be ready to take some notes. This is going to be a very, to the point, no fluff, awesome presentation for you and your business. So I'm going to get real, raw, and relevant to being a business owner in the digital age. Totally. It's going to keep it real. And I'm not going to waste your time with a bunch of fluff. Okay. So let's just, get right to the. Okay. Who is this training for? Now, if you've seen the movie The Matrix, you know that Neo was this worker who just felt like there was something more in the world for him. He felt like he had a deeper, more meaningful purpose. He didn't really know what it was. He was curious. He knew there was something out there that could make him become more. He knew he had to become more, and he didn't know how to do it. And that's exactly how I felt when I was in my business 5 years ago, faced with having to learn online advertising. I felt like Neo, but I refused to take the blue pill and continue things as they were. I just refused to do that. I was like, you know what? I want the red pill. I want somebody to take me down that rabbit hole and show me what I don't know so that I can learn and become effective. I knew I had this innate sense that I had to become more. Okay? So this red pill training is for the implementers, the people that are going to implement. Okay? Implement. Okay, not just absorb information. I mean, if you just want information, you can go on Google and Google to your heart's content. But if you don't do anything, if you don't implement that information, it's useless. And there's a lot of that going on today. I mean, I was even guilty of it for a long time. So, this is for people that want to implement what works. Okay, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. So just a quick backstory on me. This is a kitchen that I did for a client of mine, and I've been in the remodeling industry for over 20 years. I've made over 1,100 kitchen clients happy during that time, and I was content with the status quo for a long time because I didn't even have to do advertising. The people that I was actually contracted with were constantly feeding me new work. I didn't need to advertise at all. I didn't need to learn advertising at all. It was just always coming in. But then there came a time when I had to branch out. I was like, you know what? I want to do more. I want to express and make a bigger impact and not just do it for like these few people that are just feeding me work. So, that's why I say, I was content with the status quo until I wasn't. But something was still missing. And what was missing is I was missing being prepared. Okay, this is a picture of me that I did in some of my early advertising in my kitchen business with my laptop there, working on scheduling strategy sessions for clients. So I'd go meet them in their home and we'd go over their remodeling project, what they wanted to do. And, I just wasn't prepared for all of the necessary items. I didn't even really know how it all lined up as far as, digital advertising. I mean, I literally jumped into it feet first with no parachute and was like, I'm going to figure this out. And in 2015, I just flat out wasn't ready for the digital age yet. And it was here. It was painfully obvious how here it was. Now here we are in 2019 and it's definitely here. So let's keep moving along. I began doing what most business owners do. Okay. You're trying to figure it out on your own, thinking I could do it alone. Okay. I was too prideful to ask for help. Okay. That was a huge mistake. Looking back now, it was a huge mistake to be that prideful to think that, I can figure it out. I figured, Facebook and Google are easy. I can do that. I was unwilling to delegate the work. I didn't even trust my employees to do some of the tasks that I had to do. I mean, I was totally trapped in my business and I wasn't getting the results with doing it myself. I just wasn't getting the results because again, this is a waste of a lot of valuable time if you look at that. Do you see a pattern here? It was an ego and pride holding me back the whole time. And it was on me. I had to own that. And you'll have to as well if you want to grow. It's part of the process of becoming a servant leader in your business and in your life is, being willing to say, you know what, I don't know how to do something and it's okay. I'm not sure how to do this marketing thing and it's okay. If I reach out to someone and ask for help, they're not going to bite my head off and judge me. It's okay. Okay. That's the reality. Now, when I did start making videos and making ads and things like that, I called it the scary camera. So I thought at first, because at first I was horrified to get on camera and make videos for business marketing at first, you may feel the same way. And guess what? It's totally normal. Okay. Like I'm on camera right now. I can look down here on the screen and see me and, you just got to be yourself, literally just be yourself, but you'd be surprised. A short 15 or 20-second hello can go a long way in speaking to your clients, right here through the camera, like literally look at that little lens and just think about like, hey, I'm sitting in front of you right now talking to you and look me in the eye. That's basically what you're doing. And at first I would stare at that camera and like tunnel vision would come out and I'd freeze up and I'd get real still. I mean, it was just crazy. Like my nerves were just going all over the place. And we're going to get to that here in just a little bit. But I was so stiff at first. I would do like 30 takes. And because I wasn't able to edit very good back then, I just used the best one and run with it. It doesn't have to, today's business does require a face online. Let's face it, like you need to put your business out there. Now, it doesn't have to be your face, but the CEO usually resonates why someone should do business with you better than the janitor or the secretary. Would you agree? Now, the shift that gave me the courage to make it was understanding that life and business is a game of expansion. Like this was so profound when I thought about it. And, when I actually thought about life and business as a game, I was like, wow, I had been playing like really, really small in the grand scheme of my life and business. This game could be as big as I want it to be. I could build this into anything that I want it to be. I mean, it's literally limitless because it's all in your head. It's not so much what you presently see as possible as much as it is what you believe is possible. And that's huge. My first mentor had me begin meditating daily. This was me out back. I live out in the country. We've got a couple of horses and, I walk on the property and it was a pretty day. And, I was like, hey, I'm going to go back and I'm going to sit out in the back pasture. I'm just going to meditate for 5 minutes, clear my mind, do a little brain dump of all the chaos going on in life and just, get some focus in. So, it was my first time I had learned to become present in this way when I started doing these little 5-minute get present meditations, which were super, super powerful for focusing. It allowed a deeper understanding of business and life like I had never experienced before. I began to focus on my happiness more than just my business. And I can't stress, I'm going to say that again because that was like huge. I began to focus on my happiness more than just my business. I think we get caught up a lot in trying to make the business make us happy, try to make the results, the money we make us happy, but ultimately, are we happy? Are we happy running that business? Are we happy providing the jobs for the people that work for us? I can tell you right now, if you're not happy, if you're all in it just for the money, you'll never be happy in it. Not going to happen. You're going to be miserable making money. There's plenty of examples out there that you can find of people that got a lot of money and are miserable. So keep that in mind, your happiness. The 5-minute meditation will help you become more focused on being happy. And then you'll love to go do what you do. Totally different mindset flip. It's a big shift, okay? The results where I made better decisions in my business and personal life because of it. This is some of the mindset work needed to become who you need to become to be that business owner worthy of the dream result. Again, coming back to not thinking so small, thinking that like, hey, we live in an abundant universe, an abundant world where anything is possible. And the core thing that I have found that has helped me every single time when I thought big and I looked for a possibility and I saw it was, do I believe it or not? And I will tell you, every time that I believed it, I made it happen. And every time I doubted it, it didn't happen. So write that down. That's another massive, massive tip right there, is when you see a possibility that you want and you believe in it, you feel it in your heart, you're going to go make it happen. So, 2015, intro the funnel hacker. There I am right there. I got my little funnel hacker t-shirt on. I was digging deep into online advertising. I was still running my business with the remodeling, and I was doing everything I possibly could afford to do to figure out how to effectively digitally market that niche. Because in a couple of slides, I'm going to actually share with you how to find out how much you should spend. We're going to go into some numbers and stuff. But for right now, by this time I had hired my third coach and mentor. I'd already made it through the first one, got the second one, and I was on the third one. And I set my pride and ego aside after the first mentor, because the first one I hired demanded that. He's like, look, you got to be teachable. So I became teachable. And what happened was I forged these new associations with people that were light years ahead of me in what I was trying to do. And I started hanging around these type people. And what rubbed off on me was amazing. The attitude, the mindset, the belief, the vision of possibility. Those type conversations was huge. And, I was now open to see these new possibilities. I began to see more value in being a servant leader to other businesses and other business owners trying to make this same shift that I was doing. And, at the time in 2015, I was all worried about little old me. Like, how am I going to make this work? Right now, I'm trying to make my business work. Okay. And I wasn't even thinking ahead to 2019 to sitting here today making this for you. The growth was exponential, and 2016 was a stellar year, but my market was shifting in a bad direction. What was happening was for about 20 years, a lot of people that were doing the type of remodeling I was doing, they only had a few channels to go through to get the products they needed. And what was happening is that market was shifting over into knockdown cookie cutter stuff that was literally coming in from overseas, and it was so inexpensive that it literally took all the value out of what I was doing, to the point that most people were started to kind of migrate over to purchasing that type of product. And I just refused to do that. I was like, you know what? I don't want to go that way at all. So in 2017, I decided to leave remodeling altogether and help local businesses make this digital transition online with online advertising, with the now developed skill sets that I had acquired. And the reason I really made that shift, just to be straight up, is as I was learning these skills, I was seeing, one, how tough the niche was that I was in, which was remodeling. But I was also being exposed by association to hundreds of other types of businesses that benefit immensely from this skill set, from having the ability to do this. And what clicked for me was simply that most businesses still don't know at all how this works. And that is one of the things we're going to dig into right now in this training. And I'm going to start to show you how this works, how you can implement a digital advertising strategy into your business. So let's get to it. You know, I mean, it truly was a blessing in disguise of new possibilities. And that's why I put together Samuel J. Sneed's Awaken the Digital CEO. I put this training together to get you really focused on what it is that you need to be doing as a business owner, as a digital CEO, and to wake you up to those facts so that you don't, one, you don't get ripped off, and two, you don't waste a lot of money. Okay, so let's dive into it. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. I hope you're getting something out of this, and I hope it didn't go too long on my little bio there, just kind of tell you why I'm doing it. So let's just dive in. You know, yeah, like I can now serve business owners in ways I wish someone had served me, had I just allowed them to when I really needed it. I mean, I was totally being stubborn. I mean, I was really, really stubborn when I first started to make this transition. It was really difficult. Now, awaken the digital CEO in your business, okay? This is a picture again from the Matrix where Neo's kind of sitting there and it looks like he's meditating. That's why I picked that, because I love that picture. But if you notice what he's doing there is he's being calm and he's tuning in to what's going on around him. And that's a lot of what advertising is knowing your market, knowing your space. Okay, so as the CEO, you have several choices in digital marketing. One, you can do it yourself, which is what I did right out of the gate. When I first realized I needed to do it, I just started doing it myself. It takes a long time, and you're going to make many mistakes. No way to avoid that when you're doing it all by yourself. Now, another option is you can outsource part of it. So depending on the business you're in, you know, you may do get-togethers, you may do parties, you may do seminars, you know, you may do local community events. You can still do those things. You can still get face-to-face with your client, but now, today, you can get face-to-face with your client through this camera right here and never leave your house. Think about how many more people would show up to a group event if they could do it from their kitchen table. Think about that. And still see what's going on, still comment, still interact, still get the value, still bring the value. And that's another way you can do it. But you can still do those live, you know, parties and events, no problem. And the third way is you can outsource all of it. Okay, now if you outsource all of your digital marketing, basically what's going to happen is you're going to be able to focus on what you do best. You'll focus on doing the work that you do. You know, whether that be a doctor, a chiropractor, a dentist, you cut grass, you cut trees, you know, you remodel, you know, whatever your business is, you know, you can do that, and someone else is making sure that the pipeline is staying full of new people coming in all the time. And at that point, you'll begin to start to see that you can scale your business, okay? So most importantly, out of all of these, whichever one you choose to do, most importantly is just know this. In 2019, digital marketing must be done. Like, it is a must. You must have this presence out there online when people look for your business, because let's face it, when someone wants to do business, they are going to pull out their phone and they're going to look you up, and they're going to do a little research. You know, they're going to say, hey, okay, yeah, he's close by, let's go do him. Yeah, great. You know, so it must be done. So let's have a look, see what that actually looks like. And this is where the training is going to get very interesting. New possibility number one is brand protection. Now, what is brand protection? Brand protection is a massive opportunity for your business. 73% of customers look at reviews before they purchase. Think about the last time you Googled something. You know, you're looking up something on your phone. You know, most businesses don't give reviews much validity. I didn't even realize that they were actually money. You know, they wait till they get a bad review and, you know, to get posted, and then they react to it. You know, like this last one's so bad because, you know, a bad review could be posted for months before you even see it, before you're even aware of it. And it's one of those things that, like I like to say is, you know, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Well, you don't want bad reviews popping up on Yelp or Google or Facebook and you're not aware of it. because the longer they sit there, it's a bad billboard for your business. So remember, what you put your attention on appreciates. I want to write that down. What you put your attention on appreciates. Reviews are currency. I want you to think of reviews going forward as currency. The more reviews you have, the more currency you have, the more presence you have. Okay? And protect them however you can. There are ways that you can, there's systems you can put in place that can actually protect your reviews, can actually get you more reviews. And the best part is a lot of it's automated. So you don't have to spend a lot of your time chasing people to give you a review, things of that nature. Now, new possibility number 2 is customers now. So we have brand protection as number 1. Now we have customers now. Okay, what does that look like? Customers now is a massive opportunity as well, because this is where it gets interesting and you can scale your business growth. Okay, when your customers today are looking for you, it's highly likely they're going to look on a cell phone or a computer or a laptop. And here's the top 2 ways they will find you right now. Okay, number 1, if you're running a targeted Facebook ad campaign in your area, the ideal client will see an offer you have and opt in for the deal. Okay, if I'm looking for something right now I need today, I'm probably not going to look on Facebook. I'm going to probably go to Google. Okay, Facebook catches me when I'm just kind of looking around and I'm interested in certain things and I see an offer that I just can't resist, and that's where a good Facebook ad campaign comes in, because I might take you up on it. Now, if I need it right now, I'm going to Google, and they will Google your service and see one of 2 things or both. It's a customers now paid thing. I mean, Facebook ad is a paid ad. The Google ad's a paid ad. Now, because Google knows that the people that are searching on there every single day are typically looking for something right now, they're a little more expensive than the Facebook ads, but not much. And in some cases, they could even be less, depending on how you do it. But bottom line is, whichever ad they go through, okay, whichever paid ad they go through, if they click your ad, they'll be sent to a page to opt in to whatever it is you're offering. Okay, AKA, this is where you enter the follow-up system. And this is crucial, the follow-up system. What does it cost you to acquire a customer? Now, you think about that and you're like, okay, I'm running ad campaigns. And how much am I going to have to spend before I actually get a paying customer? Well, let's talk about that, because this is something that you're going to want to maybe even screenshot this one, but write this down. This is huge. We call this LTV equals predictability. Okay, lifetime value to your business per new customer. Okay, this is huge. Like, again, one of those things that was like a huge aha moment for me was like, this is the formula that's going to help you find out how much you can actually afford to spend to get customers and still remain profitable. So for example, if a customer typically spends, let's say $2,000 with you over a lifetime as a client in 6 months, let's just say you got your client lifetime 6 months, the LTV, lifetime customer value, equals $2,000 to your business for each new client over 6 months. Okay, in digital advertising world, how much does it end up costing you to predictably generate a customer? You need to know your numbers here. I can't stress this enough. It's like accounting. It's like doing your books. You need to know your numbers in business. You need to know your numbers in advertising too. Okay, for example, let's just say if leads are costing $5 each and you get 50 leads, you spend $250. Okay, now let's say you close 5 of them, which is only 10%. It's a very low closing rate. But let's say you only close 5. That's 5 sales at a $2,000 lifetime value, which is equal to a potential to your business of $10,000. Okay, so in this example, your cost to acquire was $50 per sale, or CTA $50. Now, when you realize that, okay, I can spend, in this example, $250, every time I spend $250, I'm likely going to close 5 sales, which are going to be a total lifetime value to my business of 10 grand. How often do I want to do that? Okay, you're probably going to want to do it all the time and just keep that machine rolling. Now, markets do vary, but knowing this number, you can outspend your competition for the leads, period. Okay, That's why knowing this number is so important in your business. And I do build these into advertising action plans for people when I go in deep with their business. We help them really pull out what this number is, because when you know this number, you know how much you can spend, and you have a really, really good idea of what the return on investment is going to be. And that gives you the confidence to just keep doing it, because the results will keep coming in, and it's huge. That's why you need to know what it does cost you to acquire a customer. Now, new possibility number 3 is the follow-up. Okay, this one is huge because the follow-up is massively overlooked by most businesses. Let's face it, you know somebody in business that says their leads are terrible. So much money is lost due to bad follow-up. One call isn't all, okay? You can't just follow up with a lead one time and think, oh, that lead was terrible. It doesn't work like that. The data don't lie. The data shows that it takes multiple touches before someone buys. This is the reason business owners think leads are bad, and they're not. They're not following up. Okay, now granted, it takes a lot of time to personally follow up with people. That's why you need to automate this, okay? The lack of following up leads is why you get low conversions in sales from them. So no matter where you're getting them, where you're buying them, where you're generating them, it doesn't matter. If you're not following up with them, they're going to be worthless to you. You're literally flushing money down the toilet. So you must have a systematized way to follow up before you even talk to them. Okay, think about that for a second. A systematized way to follow up with my leads I'm generating as they come in. The system's following up with them. I'm busy doing the work, doing something else, and then all of a sudden when someone's ready to buy, boom, the lead shows up. That's what I'm talking about. That's how a systematized, automated follow-up system works for you on the front end. It's a big part of this customers now process, okay? This equals higher return on investment, okay? And, you know, when you have a system like this in place to filter these leads for you, you can focus on taking care of business and only be contacted by customers that are ready to buy from you right now. This equals higher return on investment from advertising and serving clients at an even higher level with the time you save from chasing those old leads. Okay, this is going to save you a lot of time when you put a system like this in place. Now, new possibility number 4, customers later. Now, this one is last because this one is the slowest process. Let me explain. Customers later is a slower yet effective way to get customers long-term with presence. Now, what I mean by that is with online presence, okay? Because you have created a brand protection on the front end and built reviews, you will start getting more leads without paying more because your search engine ranking, okay? Your reviews literally show up in search engine ranks. Another common term you might hear is search engine optimization, or SEO. This builds over time as you build out content online with more and more sites talking about you and so forth. The brand protection on the front end helps you with this also. But there's much that can be done in this area when you have the budget for it, okay? Now, when I say you have the budget for it, like there's money you can spend to increase your search engine optimization. There's a lot of things you can put into place, but it might take 6 to 12 months to see a good return on that investment. So I put it last because, you know, I want you to think about it, and so build it in this order. So you got brand protection, you got customers now, which equals money now, okay? That's what's going to put money in the bank this month, is having your brand protection in place and having your customers now strategy implemented and in place. Okay, that brings in money now. You start making money now, and then you go, 30, 60 days, and you're like, hey, we're starting to get our numbers dialed in. We're getting everything working really well. Now, let's look at what we can do with the customers later strategy. We got some money to spend now. What can we do to increase that? So 6 months from now, 12 months from now, we start getting all kinds of leads coming in because we've created a massive presence. Okay, so build that one after you have the profit to do so. That was a very critical thing for you to understand, is to worry about that on the back end. Okay, so let's move on. Now, new possibility number 5. This is where it gets very, very personal. It's going to get a little real. I'm going to get a little raw, but I'm going to keep it relevant for you, okay? You are your business. I'm going to say that again. You are your business. At first, this was so hard for me to realize, but the truth behind it is profound. Your business today is a reflection of you today. Just let that sink in for a second. Okay? Your business today is a reflection of you today. I want you to ask yourself this first question right here. This is where some of the more powerful mindset, attitude type work is going to come in, because your business is not just a bunch of mechanical things. Your business is a reflection of you. It's who you are. It's who you are to the marketplace. It's the value that you bring every day when you show up. So ask yourself this first question. Who do you have to become to be the person to run your business at a higher level? Okay? Who do you have to become to be the person to run your business at a higher level? And I bolded out here, the truth doesn't lie. Telling the truth for fastest results, because honestly, it's the truth. It just really is. You know, when I was first asked this question, I remember being asked it for the first time. And my honest answer was, I don't have a clue. Like, I don't know who I need to become to operate at a higher level, because I was so stressed out at the time. I couldn't think past, man, I just need to focus on getting some sales in the door this month. You know, we got to make payroll, we got to pay bills, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was just stressed, and I wasn't even thinking about, you know, this type of stuff in the beginning when I first started to awaken. This stuff wasn't even on my mind. And I have this little concept called give, grow, gain that I teach people, and I'll share it with you here. You know, when you give something first, when you give value to somebody, the natural progression is that you grow from producing and giving it, and they grow from receiving it and implementing it. And then that way you both gain knowledge, experience from doing that. So it's a natural give, grow, gain. But when you are stressed out, you're not making the numbers you need to make, your business isn't where you want it to be or where you thought it would be. When you're feeling that way, and all you can think about is, we got to bring in some money this month to make payroll. We got to bring in some money this month to keep the business open, because we're not effectively marketing our business properly. When you're in that place, when you're feeling like that, you literally have your attention, your mind set. Your mind is set on the gain. We have to gain. We have to make money. We have to sell somebody. We are just gain, gain, gain. And what happens is, when you're stuck in that mindset, you miss out on the growth potential, and you miss out on the gift, the giving potential that you have. And it's backwards. And so many people are stuck in that. I know in the beginning, when I first awakened to what was going on with this, I was stuck in that gain column. And I did some amazing mindset work with one of my mentors that helped me shift my focus off of gain, 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 to start looking at people at, how can I give, give, give? And when I made that shift, and I highly encourage you to make that shift as well, when you walk into your business tomorrow, and you walk in, and you look at your 5 employees or whoever you have working there, I want you to think in the back of your mind, what can I do today to give more support, more encouragement, more enthusiasm, more of my energy, whatever it is? What can you give to them today? What can you give to your clients today? How much more can you give? Because I'm telling you, when you make this shift over from gain to giving to your clients, to your business, to your employees, to the people you associate with, this will overflow into your family, to your wife, to your husband, to your kids, to your relatives, to your friends. And this becoming more of a giver, what happens is you start to see this overflow in your body, in your spirituality, in your family life, and in your business. You start to see this overflow of growth across all 4 of those areas. Okay? And as that happens, you start gaining a lot in all of those areas, because of all the giving that you've started to focus on doing. So it's a huge part there. So again, I want to pose these last two questions for you, because we've covered a lot in this training, and I don't want to make this thing too long, but I also want to make it super valuable, because, learning roughly, how the digital advertising world looks and is shaped and works, it's no good if you're not working on the inside of you, because you are a reflection of your business and you are a huge part of that. That was one of the biggest things I learned when it was just not just about advertising my company. It was about advertising me, advertising what I can do to serve and give somebody. How can I give more to my clients? How can I give more, to my customers, to my suppliers? I mean, whoever, and it'll totally change the way you show up in your business when you get this. So the questions here are more personal nature, and I want to ask you these. So you have the first one: who do you have to become to be the person to run your business at a higher level? That's one. And then down here, these other two. Are you ready to grow your business effectively if you are shown what that will look like? It's a yes or no question. And it's a powerful question. Now, when I say a powerful question, what I mean is it's a question that is based around decisiveness. Okay, if you notice, if you look at successful people in business, they're very decisive. Yes, they may take some time to think things through, but they are usually faster at making the right decision, whether something is a yes or something is a no, very quickly. And the really good ones are really fast at doing that, because they know what their purpose is and they know what they're doing. They got a plan and they don't deviate from their plan very much. But when you're stuck in your business and you're trying to figure stuff out, this is a very relevant question to ask yourself. Are you ready to grow your business effectively if you're shown what that will look like? Yes or no? And then the other question is, are you ready to face the truth of what isn't working so you can implement what does? Yes or no? So those are three super powerful questions on this page. And, these were profound for me. So take a minute and write them down. I'll leave this slide up for just a second so you can do that. Or you can pause, you might be able to pause the video and just write those down. But these are huge, because ultimately what is happening as you are awakening to what's possible, okay, and being a digital CEO for your business, you now know and are fully aware that you are your business. You are a reflection. Your business is a reflection of you, the value that you're bringing to the marketplace. Now, let's do a brief reflection of what we've covered so far in this training. Just kind of bullet point through this. So at first, we covered why I'm helping business owners figure this out, because I was stressed out as all get out trying to figure it out. And I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money trying to figure out what I just shared with you in this training. We covered brand protection and why it matters. Brand protection. Reviews are currency. You must protect them, and you must get them. It's one thing to even get them. There's a lot of people that can't even get them because, a lot of people don't want to take the time to leave you one. So how can you make that happen? Okay, there's a way to do that. We covered customer now strategy and why it matters. Customers now ultimately is the lifeblood of your business. If you don't have customers, you don't have a business, period. So that is a huge, huge part of it. And where to find them. They're on their phone, they're on their computer. They're not all going to be watching TV, and most businesses can't be on TV anyways. We covered follow-up and automation and why that matters, because ultimately you can go out there and do a lot of different things to generate leads, but if you don't follow up with them properly, you're not going to convert hardly any of them. And you're going to waste a lot of money and flush a lot of money down the toilet because you don't have it automated and you don't follow up enough times, okay? We covered customer later strategy and why it matters. So we outlined what SEO looks like, where it fits into the equation. You have brand, customers now, customers later. That's where the SEO fits. It is something that you can implement when you have first implemented the brand and the customers now, so you're making money. So you have the extra profit to put into the SEO, because it will cost you some money to implement SEO, but it will be effective. It will be effectively invested without a doubt. But make some money first before you worry about it, because it will take time for that to kick in. And we covered, who do you have to become to grow your business? This one was huge. This was like the biggest thing that happened for me, because it got me out of where I was stuck. I was honestly stuck on this. I had the reins so tight, like I wouldn't let go of the reins. I wouldn't let everybody else do stuff. And that was something that was me. And it was affecting my business when I was doing that. And then I finally realized I needed to become somebody that could delegate out and trust the people that I'd put in place and trained to do their job and not micromanage them. And I knew I had to become that person. And at first it was hard, but through meditation, determination, seeing possibilities, associating with people that were doing it way better than me, I learned how to do that. And I eventually became the person that could do that and understood that that needed to happen, most importantly. So again, your business is a reflection of you. It is your choice to want to grow. Nobody can choose that for you. So my final question in this training for you is, where are you at today in your business? Okay. Hopefully this training has been immensely valuable for you and has awakened you to the fact that you are a digital CEO in today if you're in business. It doesn't matter if you have a brick and mortar company or an online company. You must have an online presence. And that online presence can and should be laser targeted at who you serve, so that they know you exist, they know you're there, they get to see you, and they come see you and they spend money with you. End of statement. I mean, that's you're in business to make a profit. There's nothing wrong with that. But where are you at today? Is it working for you today? Is what you're doing working? Has this training been valuable? Has there been anything in this training that you took a note on and was like, man, that really helped me? Okay. Or this training, was terrible, whatever. I want to know how this training helped you. So I'm going to have a form at the end that you can click and go to and fill out. If you would please do that as a thank you for me providing you with this information. That's all I ask, is fill out the form and let me know if this training helped you or not. Because ultimately there's one last question I'm going to ask you before this ends. And right here, we are asking you, where are you at today? And then the last question I want to ask you is, where do you want to go? Now, to put this on a piece of paper, simply take a blank piece of paper, write where are you at today, draw a line in the middle, and write where do you want to go on the other side. The reason I want you to do it that way is because what I want you to write down under the where are you at today is I want you to write down the 4 core areas, not just business, but the 4 core areas of your life, because they all affect each other. So you can write down your business first, if that's the main focus you have right now is your business. But underneath that, write down your family, write down your faith, which is your spirituality, okay, whatever that is for you. And then the last one, write down your fitness, okay? So you have your finances, you have your family, you have your faith, and you have your fitness. Okay, I want you to write those 4 things down, and then I want you to just get super honest with yourself and be like, hey, where am I at today with each one of these? Because this is where it gets real. This is where it gets a little raw too, because, most of us are not doing awesome in all 4 of those. Okay, so nobody's here to judge you. Nobody's here to tear you down. If anything, I'm here to build you up and just awaken you to the fact that you can do better in each one of those by simply filling out this piece of paper where you wrote down faith, family, fitness, and finances, and then beside that, where you're at today. That means if you're overweight and out of shape, write that down. If you're not, right, I'm in great shape, whatever. For your family, doing great or not. And try to keep it like a simple answer. Don't complicate it. Don't overthink this, okay? In your spiritual life, are you investing? Are you giving time to that or no? Yes or no? And then in your finances, how are your finances doing? Are they doing good or no? Yes or no? And then look over at the other side of the page and just go straight across the line from wherever you wrote down, whichever one of those 4 it was. Write down what you would rather have instead. This is where you want to go. This is the simplest exercise that I've ever gone through to literally show me what the gap is from where I'm at and where I want to go. Like, let's take fitness. If my fitness was here and I wanted my fitness to be here, I know now what the gap is, and I can kind of start to plan how to make that happen. So create that on a piece of paper, journal that, and again, if that helped you, if that was a good exercise for you to do, to see where you're at, where it is you want to go, but break it down into the 4 core areas of faith, family, fitness, and finances, I mean, that is going to be a remarkable exercise that might actually surprise you. But the one thing you have to do with that exercise, flat out, no holds barred, tell the truth, be honest. You have to tell the truth and be honest. You have to. I don't care how ugly it is, because believe me, I've been through some ugly pieces of that. I know what that feels like, and I'm not here to judge you. No one else is going to probably even look at that. Okay, that's for you to do. Do it in your journal. But that's the wrap up of this training. And I hope that you found this amazingly valuable for your business. I hope you have a better understanding now, a better awakened sense of what the possibilities are for you and your business when you implement as a digital CEO today. And how your advertising is going to, again, be a reflection of you as well. So if you found this valuable in any way, shape, or form, once you click button on the bottom, it's going to take you to a little form. I want you to just fill in the questions, and feel free. I'm going to put a form in there where you can ask any question you want. If there was one thing in here that you were curious about that maybe I didn't go into enough depth on, ask me a question about it. Let me know. I'll be happy to answer it and help you out with that. Again, this is my way of paying this forward. I wish somebody had made this for me 5 years ago and put it out there, but unfortunately nobody did. I went through a lot of struggle. I went through a lot of stress, and this I know for a fact is going to help somebody that's coming in behind me. I know it's going to help them if they sat through this. And if you did sit through this, awesome. You're one step closer to making more powerful decisions for yourself, for your business. Now, if you would, please go fill out that form. Let me know how you did. If you want to ask me a question, ask it. And there will be a link on there for some of you. Some of you this deeply, deeply resonated with, I have no doubt. Because if I'd have seen this 5 years ago, I'd have been like, man, I need to talk to that guy. So there will be a link for you to schedule a call if, in fact, you want to. But you are in no way, shape, or form required to. But you do have to fill the form out first before you can do that. I'd rather have an idea of why you want to talk to me before we actually talk. Again, this is another way where digital presence and digital online, working with people online, communicating with people online is automated by you filling this form out. And kind of, if you do want to talk to me, you fill this form out, and you can do this for your customers too. The form's going to give me an idea of what you want to talk about. And then if I see that you schedule a call, at least when I jump on the call, we don't have to rehash all that. Like, I already know where you're at. You're already kind of telling me, like, this is what I want to talk about. So it makes the call go quicker. It saves everybody a lot of time. You see how that works? I mean, it's all about time. And when you think about it, I'm going to close with this. Back to that first slide that I said, where, time, once the time's spent, you can't get it back. Well, guess what? All of us have the same amount of time every single day. The difference is that some people awaken to the fact of learning how to do more with the same amount of time than others do. You might think it's insane to make $500 a day online or in your business, when in fact, there's a guy in another part of the world that makes $500,000 a day in his business. What is he doing different? He's got the same amount of time as you. He obviously knows something. He's into some kind of business that enables him to profit like that. So don't limit yourself on thinking how big you can grow your business, and ultimately, is your business where you want it to be, or do you want to take your business to another level? And just remember, there is no scarcity in the ability for you to dream possibilities of what you can make happen in your business. The sky is not the limit. You can go into space if you want to. Just remember, if you can see the possibility and dream it and believe it, you can definitely achieve it. This is Samuel J. Sneed. Thank you so much for going through Awaken the Digital CEO training. I look forward to seeing what you guys put into the form in the form of responses to the value that you got from this. And, again, I'm so glad I got this done. I can't wait to get it out and hear what all of you think about it. So I hope I helped you out. Really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for going through the whole training. And again, I look forward to talking to you if in fact you want to reach out. And that's it. Thank you. Training's over. We will see you on the other side. If you know anybody else that might benefit from this training, feel free to share it with them. Absolutely. I want to get this out to business owners that were just like me 5 years ago, that need to get to that next level, that need to actually awaken to the digital CEO that is inside them. It's Samuel J. Sneed. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.